What's up, everybody? 32 Icon here. I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. In good faith that I will continue bringing you great content. Oh, and I'm just another YouTube personality, so take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, okay? All right, so today I'm gonna tell you what I did. You guys know I have a M&P 2.0 compact. So I sent that particular firearm in to have some custom work done because I told you guys before, all the black guns become very monotonous and I'm tired of always seeing black in my safe. So I wanted to branch out and get a couple of different things done. So I teamed up with this company called Blowndeadline, all right? And they're on Instagram and they have a website, and I'll get all that information to you in the comments below. So this is what happened. Should I just show you the gun first? Yeah, let me show it to you first. So this is my M&P Compact 2.0. And this is the work I had done on it. So as you can see, this firearm is empty. All right, and that's what it looks like after the work. So let me go into what I had done. All right, so first of all, let me go into the scenario because you have to understand the scenario so then you can appreciate what was done with the firearm. So I'll keep this up here so you guys can have something to look at other than me. Basically, long story short, and this is a long story and I'm really gonna make it short. I reached out to Blowndeadline and I was like, hey, I love your work. You guys do great stuff. I followed them on Instagram, by the way. And I was wondering if you would be interested in teaming up with my channel and showcasing your talent on my channel to my subscribers. So they say yes. They did this work for me for a discounted fee. This work was not free. I paid 50% of cost. So I'll just tell you what it is. I believe this is a custom job. So they have like themes and custom pieces and a whole bunch of options you can choose from when you want to get your firearm Cerakoted. And Cerakoted is not the right terminology because this is not a Cerakote. I'll have to explain that later on. But anyway, it was $400. I paid $200 for it. All right. So basically, they were like, yes, send it in. We'll do it. So I sent them the slide and the frame. And it was great communication in the beginning. I told them what I wanted, sent all my stuff in, everything was great. So maybe around, I don't know, maybe around the close to 2-month mark, I was like, hey, just want an update on my firearm. Is everything okay? And it took a little bit to get in contact with them because what happened was, I think it's like 3 of them who own the shop. I think it's like a father and 2 sons. I could be wrong, but I think it's 3 of them. And they have a lot of work that come in because they're a really nice company. And so they were a little delayed with the communication, but we ended up talking and they said, hey, hold on, custom work takes a little longer. I said, okay, great. So finally, a little after 2 months, they sent this back to me. So I was like, oh, wow. You know, this is their, I think it's called Boba Fett. It's like is it Star Wars? It's like a Star Wars theme. All right. Oh, let me show you this part. Can you guys see that? It's like a Star Wars theme. So I was like, great. And there was another custom job I wanted to get before this, but I settled on this. I got it back. I liked it. Like I said, this is not Cerakote. It's almost like it's baked in to the slide and the frame, but I'm not quite sure. But it's not rough like a Cerakote job. So I forgot the terminology. Is it anodized? Is that the terminology? But anyway, it feels smooth as it would if you picked it up in a store and the gun was brand new. So excuse me if I don't have the right terminology, but that's what it feels like. It feels like a brand new gun when you touch the work that has been finished on the slide and on the frame. So I really like that. I like how they mixed in the red with the battle worn. I like the yellow because the yellow pops. As you can see, the frame, you may not be able to see it, but the frame is not black. It's like a olive green, maybe like a forest green. And the sunlight is really not coming in, so it's hard for me to get this color on screen. But it's like a green. I'm not a fan of dark green. I wish I would have gone with the other option, which is more of a, what's the color? Like a tan color. I want to say it's tan, like an earth tone. And it had different colors. It was like earth tone, blue, etc. But I think I should have gone with that combination. But nonetheless, this is the one I chose. So when I got it back, I really actually liked it because it was completely different than what I have as far as options for colors in my safe. What I was really impressed with was the texture on my back strap. So I thought after they did the custom work that I might lose a little texture. Absolutely not. I still had the same texture that I had before I sent it in. And when I went to go shoot, I never lost my grip. And I'll show you in some of the footage that I have that it stayed right there. I felt comfortable shooting it. I still have to get used to shooting this gun because I had stopped shooting it for a while since I got my CZP-01 and my Glock 48. But now that I got this back, I'm going to be shooting it a lot more. And I might stick to just shooting 2 guns, and I'll have another video on that. But as of right now, the grip was everything I wanted it to be. And I was very impressed that I did not lose any texture in that. I like the color scheme, and I really felt good about the gun. So you guys know that I'm always honest, and I try to be honest with everything because number one, that's just who I am. I'm not saying that I'm like perfect or anything, but I truly try to be honest, especially on this channel, because I know I have people who view my opinion and they buy products based on what I tell them. So I'm not swayed in any way to conform to what other people want me to say, what other companies want me to say. And the truth be told, about 97% of what I review on this channel is my stuff paid with my money. So no one is swaying my opinions on anything. Like I buy 97 or so % of everything you see on this channel with my own money. So it's even easier for me to be honest with you. But even if I didn't, I'm still going to be honest because you trust me, and that's just who I am. So that said, I like what I have, but this transaction was not the easiest transaction. And what I mean by that is that when I received the gun back, my rear sight was not properly aligned. In fact, it was pushed over to the right. And so that kind of bothered me because now I have to take out my sight tool and push it back over. So you may say that that's not a big deal. For you, it probably wasn't. For me, yeah, it was a big deal. Also, when I got the gun back, if you notice on the M&P, let me see if I can get some good light in here. There are safety plugs here. So some guns have a safety right here. Mine did not come with a safety, it came with safety plugs. When I received the gun, those safety plugs were not installed. So it was like a gap here. And honestly, that really pissed me off because now I'm like, okay, now I actually have to go online and buy safety plugs. So I started looking for that. And I found some at Smith & Wesson. But as I was looking at the safety plugs, I noticed that my magazine release button was actually on this side instead of this side. So I know it's supposed to be on this side because I'm a lefty and this was my carry gun. So I specifically switched it over on this side. But when I got it back, it was on that side. Also, There is a set screw in here for my rear sight. Let's see if you guys can see that. I don't think you can see that. But on these Ameriglow sights, there's a set screw in there. When I got it back, it did not have the proper set screw. In fact, the set screw that was in there was way too small for the sights. It wasn't the proper set screw. So the sights were pushed over. The safety plugs were not installed. The magazine release button was on the opposite side. And I believe the front sight was a little misaligned. So I reached back out and I told them everything that happened with the gun. One of the owners who I spoke with initially, he did not know that occurred. He was not there when the armorer put this gun back together. And so he said, hey, send it back in and I'll fix it for you because I wasn't here. I don't know what happened. That's unusual that things like that happen, but send it in and I'll fix it for you. So when we talked about it, he said, I fixed your rear sight. I adjusted your front sight. I put the plugs in and I changed the magazine release button to put it on the other side. When I received the gun back, the sights, the set screw was still not the set screw was supposed to be. So I didn't really trip over that. I just put in another set screw. The plugs were there. He did change over the magazine release. So for the most part, he did do what he was supposed to do. For me, yeah, I got 50% off, so I'm definitely not complaining. The work was really nice, so I'm not complaining about that. I think for me, because I am a stickler for details, it bothered me because when I'm sending my gun in, I would expect that you would know how I sent it in and you would send it back the exact same way. Now, he did say the armorer, when they put together guns, 97% or so of owners are right-handed. So for him, it didn't even register that the magazine release was on the other side. And when he put it back in as if a right-handed person will be shooting this gun. And honestly, I don't fault him for that because probably, they put so many things together. It probably was just natural for him to do that. So he probably didn't even think anything was wrong with it. But for me, again, paying attention to details, if I send in a work form, a work order for you, and I tell you, hey, this is how the gun came in, and I expect it to come back the same way, then I would think that you would look at the work form and do it the exact same way. Mistakes happen. I get it. I totally understand. And so when we had the conversation, he was explaining to me that, things do happen. And I was explaining to him that I totally understand it, but this is what I expected. And, there was a little back and forth. Again, I'm being honest with you. But I wasn't, how can I put this? And I don't want this video to be too long. How can I put this? I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed that I had to go back and get it done correctly when it should have been done correctly in the beginning by paying attention to the details. And so for me, details are important. However, it doesn't take away from the artistic work that was done to the firearm. And so I do appreciate the work in detail that was given to this particular firearm. And if you look at it, you can tell they did pay attention to detail when it came to the artistic component of it, just not the reassembly. But nonetheless, it is a great piece of work. It is different than what I have. They have other options on there. You will have to visit their website and their Instagram page. Their options for custom work and theme work is out of this world. It is really nice. Would I get my gun done from them again? Knowing what I know now, yes, I would. I'm stingy, so I don't know if I would pay full retail for it. I would probably try to ask for a discount. But if I really wanted some custom work done to a rifle or something like that, I would. But I also will make sure that anything that was installed, that I put it on the order form and say, hey, please read this when you're reassembling the gun, because I am a left-handed shooter and this is what I need when you reassemble it. I'm sure they learned from our interaction together, and so hopefully in the future, should I use them again, there will be a better relationship. But again, like I said, there was a little bit of an exchange between us, but they fixed it. I came out happy. We got it taken care of. But, you know, I don't like to have any type of exchange with anyone, especially when I'm paying my money for something. But again, he did offer me a discount as well at 50%. So I couldn't be too critical. So nonetheless, yes, I would go back to them, but I will also be mindful of letting them know exactly what I want prior to them reassembling the gun. Because when it came down to that, that was really where I had the issue. As far as the artistic work that was done to the firearm, I did not have an issue at all. And again, they do have a lot of customers that go through them, so it kind of just probably fell through the cracks. No one is perfect, not even me. All right, well, anyway, listen, again, Blowndeadline. This is the M&P 9 2.0. This is the compact version. And so I have a holster for it, but I use my full size M&P 9. So now I probably have to get a new holster that's going to match this color. Remember, I got the blue on the back. So I have to get something different. But again, I like it. I wouldn't get this theme color again. I'll probably get, again, that earth tone with the blue and the red they had. That combination is sweet. But would I get it done anytime soon? No, because I don't have all that money to spend to get it done. But maybe not for a pistol. I would do it for a rifle, because a lot of my rifles are black. And aside from the furniture that I have on it with the grips and the stock, it's just mainly black. So I have to think about maybe reaching out to them again, or maybe another company, and working something out. But anyway, listen, that is an honest review. Take it for what it's worth. Check out their Instagram page though. Even if you're not interested, just look at their work. I mean, it's really, really nice. They also have work on their website. And again, I will put that in the description box for you guys. And again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're treating one another with kindness, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Peace.